Robert Timelord Williams was dearly missed by the Boston Celtics in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals as his team got walloped in the first half on their home floor. However, the story could not be more different the next game. As surprising as it was that they were the first team in 25 years to not allow a field goal through the first 8.5 minutes of the game, it does make sense that they were miles better defensively in this one with Timelord being present. In Game 3, early on we saw Daniel Theis fall asleep on help defense, allowing Bam Adebayo to get going early. And we also saw the Heat go at him in pick and pop to generate an open three. And we saw Tyler Hero go at him successfully in isolation. I don't want to pick on Theis too much since he wasn't really that bad in this game, but I want this to help highlight how much better Robert Williams is. We're going to get into his defense here in a minute, but first, Timelord brings a tenacity and energy to the team that really gives the Celtics a lift in an important playoff game. He was out there going for offensive boards, diving on the floor, drawing fouls, and also being a lob threat on the offensive end. More importantly than his direct impact on plays, his impact goes beyond what you see at first glance, since his size, mobility, and instincts make his presence daunting to the opposition. He just sort of eats up important real estate on the court, making the court feel smaller. To get things started, we have a Jimmy Butler Bam Adebayo pick and roll, and while Horford doesn't fully commit to Butler on the drive, Timelord does, and when the Heat reset, he gets stuck guarding Butler in isolation, but he holds up well and forces a miss. Here we have a pick and roll where he's directly involved in the action, and his presence dissuades Kyle Lowry from attacking, but then he also recovers to Tucker on the roll and forces a low efficiency floater. Tucker's been hitting that floater earlier in this series, so it begs the question whether he was intimidated by a rim protector's presence despite a late contest. In my last video on this series, we went over how the Heat were willingly leaving open Marcus Smart to clog up driving lanes, but in this game, the Celtics were willingly leaving PJ Tucker in order to stop the roll on pick and roll action. Horford will rightfully get the credit here for stripping Jimmy Butler on the drive, but Horford was comfortable in committing to Butler since he knew that Robert Williams was picking up Bam's roll from the weak side corner. You just can't go for this strip if Williams is playing Tucker because it's an easy dump off pass if Bam is unmarked. Here's another example of Williams helping off of PJ Tucker in order to clog things up. Even though this is a clean look for Kyle Lowry, it's a long mid-range and therefore inefficient shot, and he's got his man trailing him and Horford right in front of him, so you can tell that Lowry feels the presence of the defense. Without Williams on the back line here, Horford would be forced to drop back more and give Lowry more room to operate. Here's a step-up screen where Timelord correctly reads Gabe Vincent rejecting the screen in order to drive, and he slides his feet quickly enough to keep up and sticks with Vincent while he stops on a dime and reverse pivots into a fadeaway. Also notice how he bumps Vincent without fouling in order to increase the distance of his drive and allow himself more time to recover. When the Heat finally started getting things going, he had the awareness to help out Peyton Pritchard in transition to get this timely block and stop any momentum for the Heat going into the second quarter. Robert Williams also has that elite tool that Rudy Gobert has perfected of playing both the ball handler and the roll man in the pick and roll. Here we see Victor Oladipo come off of a pin down, and the Celtics do a great job of defending it, with Jaylen Brown navigating under the screen and Derek White helping off of Kyle Lowry to shut down any shot attempt. I love the Heat's counter to this, which is by flipping the screen and running a pick and roll in the other direction, but Timelord commits to Oladipo, forcing a pocket pass, and he recovers to Tucker on the floater to get a block. That's just really impressive stuff from Timelord. Thanks for watching this one, and remember to subscribe for more videos.